Hey YouTube, it's Tessa. I'm back again. Hopefully I'm going to have enough light to do this today where my camera doesn't get terribly, um, grainy. But for the moment, it seems to be doing okay. I have enough light coming through my door over here, so hopefully that's going to be good. I just wanted to say hi. It is Tuesday, November 28th. It is a very chilly 45 degrees outside here in North Carolina today, and that's quite a shell shock for me after coming from Fort Lauderdale. Spent 8 days in Fort Lauderdale over Thanksgiving with my oldest daughter and her husband. My son and my husband both went with us. Um, I did a few videos actually about 2 weeks ago and kind of updated you on my business and wanted to go ahead and give another little update how I've done over the last couple weeks and what I actually sold in the last 24 hours. I really would have liked to have done a video for you guys yesterday. I shipped out 18 things yesterday morning. That is the largest shipment that I have ever had to ship out on one day. So that is awesome. And it actually was 17 items on eBay and 1 item on Etsy. So that is awesome. I'm thrilled to death with the way that is going. And yeah, I just have to excuse my dogs. They have been locked up a good bit, I do believe, for the past 8 days because we did have a house sitter here. My other daughter was here, but my sweet Lucy Lou, as you just saw flying through here, my 65-pound pointer mix is a little bit crazy. She is not quite run off all of her pent-up energy. So you'll just have to excuse the little clicking through my house as she chases our other dog around with a toy in her mouth. So funny. But at any rate, so just an update. I had told you guys for the month of October that I was just shy of $1,200. It's the highest month that I have ever had. And we are not quite to the end of the month yet. I still have a few days. And we have already blown that one out of the water. So I'm not actually going to give you that total because I really want to wait until I actually see what my monthly end is going to be. But it is up 23.8% compared to the same exact period last month. So that is awesome. And not only is that going to blow us out of the water, but our Amazon has done really well this last week. The things that I sent in 2 weeks ago have been selling pretty much every day. The tree wrap pieces that I showed you, we paid about 35 cents a piece for them, I think, 35, 45 cents maybe. And we're making about $1.20 a piece on them as they sell. They usually sell in either pairs of 2 or in sometimes 3. And we've got to be getting close to being about done with those. I'm thinking there may only be about 2 left in our inventory now. We have finally sold all of our Kobe clips, the MP3 players that we bought a few months back, paid $2.99 a piece for at Goodwill. I think we bought like 21 of them. We had several of them, I think about 10 or 11, shipped back to us from Amazon because Amazon kept telling us we had excess inventory. And I turned around and put them on eBay for $14.99. I shipped out the last of those yesterday that was here at home, but we still had several at Amazon because we did leave some. And I sold another one of those on Amazon yesterday for $16.99. So we're doing very well. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Very excited to say that we actually met with a CPA yesterday to actually go legit, make sure we're covering all our bases, talked about bookkeeping, talked about a resale license, or I think there's actually another name for it now, but anyway, resale wholesale license, whatever, so that we can start doing that, being exempt from sales tax, declaring our business name or our DBA. So we are very excited for where things are going at the end of the year and excited for what 2018 is going to hold for this business. So you could see that I'm working very hard at getting where I need to be, and that is great. Also, I talked about what I was going to do while we were away, because we were away for 8 days, and I really didn't want to lose my momentum, lose my rankings as far as my the search algorithms with eBay. And we had our middle daughter who had to stay here and work. She's 20 and lives with her boyfriend, and we had to have her actually come in here and house sit for us. And she packed my eBay orders for me all week. So that was nice. I didn't have to turn off my eBay. She just did it each day. Did an awesome job. And we got to enjoy the week. And then I ended up with about almost 60 listings or drafts, excuse me, 60 drafts sitting in my eBay account that were ready to go. And I started out the week by, probably hitting between 7 and 10 listings each day. And then as we got toward the end of the week, like I think I skipped Wednesday and Thursday just because we were busy. And of course, Thursday was Thanksgiving, so I didn't really work on Thanksgiving anyways. And so then Friday and Saturday, I went ahead and listed more than I had. And so I actually listed like 13 each day. And then still had enough yesterday that even though we got home on Sunday, I haven't had a chance to do any listing, any drafting. Haven't really looked at much of anything. We met with our CPA yesterday, actually. And so we ran some errands, had to buy groceries, that kind of stuff. So I didn't get to do any work yesterday. And besides shipping out the 18 things I had to go yesterday morning, because that did take a little while. But so I didn't get anything done. And then I still had some drafts in my account that I was able to go ahead and list. So the drafting extra and just leaving those drafts there and already having the pictures up worked awesome. It was a great thing for me, and it kept my eBay going. And actually, I keep a spreadsheet where I keep track of how many actions per day that I complete. So it has on there like how many drafts I completed, how many live listings went live, how many pictures I took, how many revisions I did that day. So I can actually look at that. And if I had a little extra time, then I spent some extra time doing revisions on some older listings, maybe tweaking the price by 10 cents. I had a few that I hadn't uploaded new pictures for, so I uploaded new pictures. So I just made sure that even though we were on vacation, I spent just a few minutes a day. It really honestly was probably only 30, 45 minutes each day uploading. Okay, Lucy. Uploading those drafts in the new pictures, and then doing each of the revisions or whatever that I wanted to do. I also had to make sure I have been doing promoted listings now for 2 months, and it's not a huge amount of money that I'm spending on it. So it's probably only about, I don't know, anywhere from $3 to $7 a month is what I'm actually paying in fees, but I'm getting $300-400 in sales. So I'm very happy with that. So I've continued to do that. And what I have been doing is every week, about midweek, somewhere between Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, whenever I think about it, I go ahead and go in and add all of my listings that are not included in a promoted listings at that time. I go ahead and add them in. I do an 8% ad rate, and I don't worry about which listings it is. I just go ahead and do that. The only thing I will say that I do is that if I know I'm going to list a bunch of listings that day, then I will make sure to do my promoted listings before I do those listings. And that the only reason why is because I do like to have a day or two where I've listed the new items before they go into our promoted listings, because if I have something that's going to sell really fast, then I don't really want to pay ad fees on it when it's probably going to sell on its own anyways. So I do like to give it a day or two. And that's another reason for it. Like I said, if I'm going to list a bunch of things on that same day, then I will go ahead and do my promoted listings before I do my new items. But at any rate, so I do that promoted listing once a week. Sometimes it goes a little longer and I wait like 9 or 10 days, but I really, watching the little bar graph that shows where your sales are, you can always see a downturn in it and things when I haven't done a promoted listings ad. And then again, if I haven't done any promotions. And what I have been doing is running about 2 promotions a week. I usually run a fairly large promotion on the weekend that is anywhere from 35 to 50% off of the item. Now that doesn't include the shipping. That is just strictly the item. And during the week, I run a smaller promotion that usually will run 3 or 4 days. And that will be anywhere between 20 to 35% on select items. And I usually go through and handpick. I do have about 560 items currently, so that can take me a little bit of time. It might take me 20 minutes to sit and do. But I handpick the listings, hand click them, make sure that I'm not clicking on anything that has free shipping, because I don't want to end up paying money to have to ship the item. And I only do that on items that actually have shipping included, unless it's something like I have a couple ties that I listed for $14.99, and I got them at the bin, so I paid almost nothing for them. If I do 50% on those items, well, that's still $7.50. and I'm still going to make a couple dollars on it. And so I don't really care about those. I just want to move them. So occasionally I will do an item like that. But for the most part, I do not click on a listing that has free shipping and do any type of promotion. So I do use the new promotions, not the markdown manager. As far as I know, I don't think the markdown manager is even working anymore, to be honest. And you have to go in and individually click those listings and tell it which ones that you want to do. And so that way I can go in and anything that I've listed in the last week that I know I want to get that particular amount of money for, I don't click on those items. I only click on the things that have been in my store for a few weeks. I know what my price is that I need to get to make a profit, but it's working really well for me. It's like I said, my sales are up again 20% this month, and they were already up 35% from last month. So there's definitely a continued increase in growth, and I'm just going to try and continue that momentum. Now I'm up 28% for November, and I took 2 trips out of state. So one trip was 5 days and the other trip was 8 days. So we're talking 13 days out of the month, almost half the month. I was not even here, and I'm still showing a 28% growth on my eBay for this month. So imagine what I can do if I'm spending the time for the entire month, working on this diligently, because that literally is only drafting and listing pretty much. You're talking drafting for 2 weeks out of the month. And the rest of the month, I was just uploading drafts that I already had done. So the biggest bulk of the work was already done because my drafts were already up. I had already done my titles, my descriptions. I put in my condition, my item specifics. I put in my price. I put in my shipping. And I don't touch anything else in that listing when I upload my pictures, except to check, to make the mobile app checker, to make sure that my listings are it's ease of use for a mobile user. And so I do that when I upload the pictures and then right before I list the item. And that's the only other thing that I do. Now, occasionally when I take pictures, now my mom also takes pictures for me. So if she takes pictures, then I'm not going to know. But if I take pictures, occasionally I will find something that I need to change in the listing. And so then when I come across it and go to upload the listing, then I will actually, may change something. I might add something to the description or the condition if I catch it in pictures. But like I said, for the most part, I'm not doing anything with those listings when I'm actually sending them live. So all that work was already done. So all of that being said, I wanted to keep this video as short as possible for today. Just give you a quick update on all of that. And like I said, just to say that, I'm working hard. I'm definitely meeting my goals. I have a goal of $1,800 a month across all of our eBay accounts. And I do think we're probably going to hit that because where I'm sitting with my eBay, and I still have a couple days, and then what Amazon has already done. So I'll be really excited to actually give you guys an update on that and whether I hit my $1,800 in sales for the month across all of our accounts. So the things that sold that I am shipping out today, just so that you can see what I'm shipping out. I am shipping out a camcorder cable, and these are actually new cables. They don't come in any kind of plastic packaging, but they're all brand new. And I've talked about these, I think maybe before, I don't really remember, but we had come into possession of a bunch of stuff that was an online store. We knew the people that were running it. They had closed the store, and after they'd sold everything they could sell, they called us and said, hey, you want to come get all this stuff? Y'all can have it. And they literally didn't charge us anything. We loaded up our van, brought it all home. And it's been about probably 4.5 years since we got this stuff, but it's been really nice to have these things in my store. I probably still have probably 20 or 30 of these cables, and they sell a couple a month. This one, I actually have several different types as well, but this particular one sells for $6.29. It ships for about $2.77 in a padded envelope. Yes, I'm not making a huge amount of money. You're probably talking less than $1.50 profit. But when you figure this is something I listed years ago, I haven't touched the listing since then, and it's just sitting here, and every once in a while one goes out, and this is even easy to ship. I just drop it in a padded envelope, and I don't have to do anything. So you got to take into consideration, more than just the profit per item when you're selling, because this is the type of item that pays my bills a lot of months, because I don't have to do anything. And even if I'm not selling anything and I've listed nothing, I can guarantee you a couple of different cables that are out of my store will end up selling. So this is a great little thing. Like I said, I only have 4 items shipping out today, so this isn't a lot of stuff to show you, but I just figured it would just still be, you know, good information to go along with my little update. The next thing is this pink Fisher-Price Kid Tough digital camera, and this is an older version. This one actually says 2006, so it's not one of the oldest, but these are one of these. You literally can throw these things around and they're going to do really well. When you open them up, there's usually a place in them for an SD card so that they can hold even more memory, and they just hold up really well. They're very grainy pictures, so it's not great quality, but for a child, we're talking preschool age, 2 to 6 probably. This is just a great gift for a kid. Now, this is a used camera, but it's in very good shape, has minimal scratches on the outside, and I did test it. I do usually put batteries in them, put an SD card in them, take some pictures, make sure there's no pictures on there. That is something, if you're going to sell used cameras like this, and especially kids cameras, make sure there's nothing on that camera, because we have found things on camera that you don't want to be passing to somebody else's kid. So trust me on this. Always double check the camera and make sure there's nothing on there. Now, we were talking about the Digispree cable, and I just want to make a note. One of the things that I got from Digispree, excuse me, what I got from all of the digital store that we ended up getting all these cables and things from was cables. And these are mini USB camera cables, and you can see it's still brand new in the package. It's got a USB connector, a mini USB connector, and it also has another little like power cord connector on it that connects to a power cord. So I think you could even charge some cameras using the USB port on a laptop or computer. I have a whole bunch of these. So one of the things that I do to sell my cameras, even used, is I always throw in a new cord. Now, these cords also work with tag pins. They work with the, I think they're called Boingo pins by Disney. There's several different things that these actually go to. They work with most Garmin GPSs, use a mini USB. And so these cords are actually very nice, and I have sold them. Usually when I get a tag pin that I sell used, I add one of these cables to it. And the same thing with this camera. I'm adding a brand new cable to go with it, and I make sure that I put that in my listing. And I think a lot of times I get the sale based on the fact that it comes with the cord. And a lot of those, I don't think people even think about it. So when they see the listing has the cord attached or the cord included, then they're like, great, let's do that. You know, that works. So this particular item, I'm sure I didn't pay more than $1.50 for it. I actually think I paid about $1.21 at our thrift shop, because that's usually the price that's on the used cameras. This particular camera sold for $14.99 plus shipping. That was $22.64 out the door. I will make a couple dollars on shipping, so that's a nice profit off of that item. And that's one that's been actually sitting in my store for a little while. So it did sit, but it sold. The next thing I have is don't break the ice pieces. And if you ever come across the used don't break the ice games, especially if you can get them at yard sales, flea markets, and things, definitely pick them up. I know a lot of times yard sales, you can pick up games for like 50 cents a piece. That's awesome. I don't know how much I paid for this one. I'm pretty sure I probably only paid $1 or so, because I usually don't pay more than that for a game in a thrift store. And it had all the other pieces in it as well. So we've already actually sold the frame to this last week, to this game, sold it separately. And I don't even know what I sold that for, but I'm sure that pretty much paid for the listing itself. But then I also grouped these two, the 2 mallets and the little polar bear that sits in the center. And I had him listed for $8.99 plus shipping. Now, this is just one of those items that you just never know sometimes how things are going to go. But I listed it last week. I got an offer. Actually, I got an offer one day for $1.50. And I did, you know, of course, I declined that one. I didn't even bother countering on that because it was such a large, or such a undercut price anyway, so I didn't even bother with that. But I got another one yesterday, and the offer was for $5 plus shipping. Well, I could have probably held out because based on comps, the prices really were about $8.99 plus shipping. It was about $13.99 for the set of mallets. And so I probably could have done that, but I decided just to go ahead and move it. I'm just not in the business of storing this stuff, and I want things to move. And again, if this is an easy thing, they're plentiful. I find them quite often. I'll probably have another one here in another month. So, and hopefully it'll be before that listing actually ends, and I'll be able to just bag this up, give it the same number that this one has, my inventory number, and sell it again without actually having to do the listing. But even if I have to do the listing again, it's okay. It's done. It doesn't take me that long to do it. This item sold for $5 plus shipping. It was $8.96 out the door. I can tell you it doesn't weigh much. It'll probably only be about $2.77 to ship this package. And I'll probably throw it in a padded envelope, but I'll probably put a piece of cardboard around it to make sure that the mallets don't get broke on the way. All right, the last item that I have is an item that I really have been sitting on for quite a while, and I'm so glad that it finally sold. And the funny thing is, it's one of those items that I have put on sale several times and actually had it on sale for 50% off, and it didn't sell. And so the fact that it decided to sell yesterday and it decided to sell for full price is just amazing to me. But this is a Ravensburger game. And Ravensburger is one of those brands that I pick up. I look at puzzles. I definitely scan them if I find puzzles. If it's brand new sealed, I absolutely would pick it up. And a lot of these vintage games like this seem to do very well for me. I've sold quite a few of them. I sold one a while back that was, I don't remember the name of it, but it was something about elephants. I've sold the chicken game, which is a Ravensburger game. So I've sold several of these. This one is the Master Labyrinth, Race for Magic in a Shifting Maze game. And it was complete, has everything in it. That's one of the things I do with my games is always double check. And this item sold yesterday for $24.99 plus shipping, which is $32.37 out the door. And again, I can tell you, I did not pay more than $2.50 for this item. Now, shipping, this is probably a couple pounds, probably going to be in the $2 to $3 pound range. And depending on where it is going, which I can look and see here real quick. Depending on where it is going, we'll see what the postage actually ends up. Okay, so this item is going to Knoxville, Tennessee, and the customer actually chose Parcel Select because it was the cheaper price. Now, I will tell you a little thing about this. Customers will choose the Parcel Select because it saves them some money, but I have found that quite often I can take that particular item and put it into a priority box, and depending on where it's going, and that one's going to Tennessee, which is really close, and it may actually be cheaper for me to send it priority. And if it is, I will go ahead and send it priority. The customer will get it faster than Parcel Select because Parcel Select is 2 to 9 days and priority is 2 to 3 days. So they will get it faster. I will make another $1 or $2 on shipping and everybody's happy. So not a problem. That's the last item that I have as far as my solds for today. But while we're talking about shipping, I did want to just make a little note. One of the things that I have been doing is, and here I go talking with my hands again over here tapping, and it's making everything all jiggly. I always forget that, talk with my hands. But so I have discovered that I really don't like doing free shipping. I will do free shipping on small items. That's fine. You know, if the item's really not going to get at $4.99 or $5.99, and I have very few of those items these days because I really am trying to move out of those items. I'm not really listing any new things that are that low. But Lucy, leave it. But the bigger items, like this game, I always give the customer 3 choices. I give them a choice of priority. I don't pick a padded flat rate. I don't pick a flat rate box. I just do priority. I offer FedEx SmartPost, and I offer the parcel select. That way the customer has the choice. There are customers that will not want you to do the FedEx Smart Post because FedEx Smart Post apparently does not deliver to, I think they don't deliver to APO and they don't deliver to post office boxes possibly. I could be wrong about that, but there have been some problems with those addresses. So, and then there are people that only have a post office box and they know they're going to have trouble, so they don't want it. There are also people that have shipped FedEx Smart Post and it's taken longer depending on where they're at. So they might not want to have it delivered. They might want to just go strictly priority. So the customer should have the choice, and make sure that you're always under promising and over delivering. So if I am offering parcel select and that's what they choose, then I want to make sure that I can go up to a priority because it's faster shipping. But I can never take a priority shipping where the customer chose priority and ship it parcel select because it's going to be easier. In the case where I have books where I know that there's a possibility I'm going to want to do it as a medium mail, then I usually put in economy shipping, which is like 2 to 9 days. I don't put in there that I'm going to ship it first class because I don't want to do that. Or I'll put in medium mail, but I'll always check the two prices. If the prices between medium mail and first class are only a couple cents, I'll just go ahead and ship it first class because I know the customer is going to get it faster. So always remember that. You want to under promise and over deliver, and it makes your customers happy. All right, well, I have a phone call coming in, so I am going to go ahead and end this video. 26 minutes, probably one of my shortest, actually. Please, by all means, comment. I got some good comments on the last video. Would love to see some more. And y'all have a great day and happy listing.